Hi, my name's Ella and I'm here with UKMHA today at HFT Forklift Trucks, speaking with Zoe Ferriday, the Managing Director. So, Zoe, hi.
Hi.
Thank you for having us. Could you start off by introducing yourself, telling us a bit about your job role, and just a little bit about yourself, really?
Yeah, so I'm Zoe, Managing Director of HFT Forklifts. I've started my career here in 1997 as an apprentice, and in 2016 I became Managing Director.
As Managing Director, what would you say that your main responsibilities are?
So they're now very much leading the sales administration team, the financial areas of the business, and making sure that everyone here is supported and resources are there that are needed.
So you started in 1997.
Yes.
A long time
Very
ago.
long time ago.
Could you tell us about your journey, you know, how you progressed from then to now being the Managing Director of the business?
Yeah, so I started off on reception.
Yeah.
So answering the phones, doing the posts, making the teas and coffees for everybody, but getting to really understand the fundamentals of the business through that. I got to meet the customers, got to understand who they all were, all our suppliers. It was a really important part for the foundation of my role. And then from there, I went through to the training department. And then from there, I went into sales admin and learnt the hire administration. So understanding the product that we provide, even more building relationships with our customers, which is key to the growth of our business. I worked within our service team, so I've covered every area within my 27 years of working here, yeah.
So, and how do you think that you got into the material handling industry specifically?
Well, it was kind of organic through my parents who started the business. Prior to that, I was doing an apprenticeship in another company in the area, and they were closing the Hereford branch and moving elsewhere. And as I was on apprentice wage, I couldn't afford the travel. So when a role came up here on reception, so I took it.
And the rest was history.
And the rest is history, indeed, yeah.
So is there any particularly proud moment or achievement that you have?
Well, in this length of time of working somewhere, there's quite a few really. Obviously, finishing my apprenticeship and working my way through the business, I felt really proud, and learning the things that I've learned with the products and building the relationships with our customers and with the team. But in 2016, I was awarded Apprentice Champion through our local training provider. They recognised my support for the apprentice programme, and that part of our strategy within this business is still to bring through apprentices. So, and then the most recent proudest achievement is in March. As a business, we achieved 3 awards, which has never been done before within the Mitsubishi network. We achieved Dealer of the Year, After Sales Dealer of the Year, and we also reached our target of equipment. So for me, that was a really proud moment that we've been able to achieve that with, you know, from building a great team of people, from looking after our customers in such an excellent way, and to have that recognised was a really proud moment.
And I can imagine, that had a positive impact on the team and the company as a whole as well.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you balance your professional responsibilities with your personal life?
Yeah, that can be tough.
Yeah.
Because my husband works here as well, so when we're at home, you know, there can be a lot of work talk, so we just have to be very much phones away, no more talking. I spend a lot of time outside, like to go walking. We've got dogs that take up a lot of time, spend time with our family. So it can be tricky, but it definitely can be done.
It's important to make sure.
It really is important, yeah, definitely.
Who would you say your biggest inspiration or mentor, if you like, has been throughout your career?
Okay. So there are a couple of really strong, important women that have been influential to me. The first one was my mum, who started HFT in 1984 with my dad. And she overcame so much adversity, and she built such an amazing business. And she's a very credible person within the industry and also within the county of what she's achieved. She was a force to reckon with. She didn't suffer any fools. She was organised, reliable, and supportive to who she worked with. So she's always someone that I always keep in my mind when I'm doing my day-to-day job. And there's another lady who was the leader of our apprenticeship programme, and she was always very assertive without being aggressive. She showed me how to approach different situations and how to put things across in a certain way. So she has been very influential to how I behave within the workplace. And there is a third person who, he is sadly no longer with us, but he worked for the company for 30 years. And he would always handle every situation in a calm, non-confrontational way. He would always make you feel like everything's going to be okay. So he was always someone that I would aspire to be like. So.
And would you say that these people have kind of helped shape your
Definitely.
path and how you work and how you think within work?
Yeah, definitely.
What are some of the biggest challenges as a woman you think that you've faced in the material handling industry?
I think from a woman's point of view, there's been times where, if there's like some technical meetings going on, that there are times where I've been told that I would never understand these sort of things. So that's made me more determined to educate myself and to actually that I can understand these things and I can, do whatever any person can do. So as much as that could have been quite a critical moment, as in being criticised for your ability, but it's also driven me on to show that...
overcome them in a positive way.
Exactly, yeah. And, working in the 90s, it was a very different time to what it is now, with how women were seen and how women could be valued in the workplace. So I think there's been so much work done, and people like my mum and this lady that was in the apprenticeship training centre, they're the type of women that have fought for that and have managed to get the workplace to a much more inclusive place for women to work in.
How does the material handling industry compare to other industries in terms of inclusivity?
I think that it is a much more male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
I think men do tend to gravitate more to the forklift trucks for some reason, whereas women might find that it's just not something that is of particular interest to them. But I've noticed that with our businesses, that the companies that we work with, the customers that we work with, a lot of what were previously male-dominated roles with like purchasing roles, things like that, they're very much moving. There's a lot more women involved in that now. And I think within the forklift industry, that is changing as well, that we're dealing much more with women on certain roles. I just think within the engineering sector, that's still very much male-dominated, yeah.
So you think that the material handling industry has evolved with gender diversity?
Definitely, yeah definitely. And I don't think that it's not that women wouldn't be welcome within the engineering team. I just think it's not something that really is, I don't know, visible to them, I suppose, as a career.
What advice would you give to a young woman entering the material handling industry?
I would say that they should get involved. It's a great industry to be in. There's such a diverse range of customers that you can work with, such a diverse range of roles that you can have. It's a really exciting business to be in, and you can be in one end of the country one day to the next, and dealing with a wide range of customers, from gin, vodka, cider.
Are there any programmes or initiatives that you think you could recommend or that you were involved in?
I think as far as initiatives go, I think it ranges from what your gender is really, because you need to understand product, you need to understand the fundamentals of how to carry out a process.
Yeah.
I would say that the menopause awareness is quite a big thing now, and quite important within a workplace, regardless of the industry, to support women that have a great deal of experience and a lot to bring to a business, but maybe if the understanding isn't there, so maybe that should be more made aware.
Maybe made
more.
more aware.
Yeah.
And how do you foster a culture of inclusivity and diversity at HFT?
So we very much look at the person and the skills and the attributes that they can bring to that role. It doesn't matter on the gender. So we're very supportive business that, we've got mental health first aiders here, and we've got a great health and safety team to support anybody. So regardless of gender, race, age, if you're good at your job, then
you're good at your job.
Then we'll support you.
Can you share any successful strategies that you've used or practices?
So something that comes to mind is our head of service. So we were looking for, we needed to replace that role 8 years ago. And it's always been a very male orientated role because you're looking after a team of engineers, which tend to be men, very technical. But we employed a female who had previously run a team within a training organisation. She was looking for a new opportunity, and we knew that from dealing with her in other areas, we knew that she had the skills that we needed in that role.
Job,
and the product knowledge, the technical information, that can all be learned. And 8 years on, she's built a team around her that have so much respect for her. She's well respected within the industry. So I think that as a strategy showed that it doesn't matter what your knowledge is, if you've got the right skills, then you can succeed.
What are your hopes for the material handling industry in the future?
I would love to see more women engineers. I think the engineering workforce as a whole is declining, and women have so many skills that they could bring to that role that would be just crucial to the success of businesses.
And do you think that there's anything you could do to maybe help influence that here at HFT?
Just keep raising the awareness of what we do and the type of role that it actually is. It's not up to your neck in muck all the time. It is very much moving towards the electric route. It's all very much diagnostics, it's all computer based, so it's a really interesting role to get into. So I think we've just got to keep raising the awareness of that.
What are your future goals and or aspirations for HFT?
It's to keep supporting the team that we work with, to providing the resources, the training for them to be able to do their job as well as they can do, and that they've got everything that they need. It's also really important to keep building our engineering team because that's the future of our business. If we can't get out there and fix the trucks, then we haven't really got a business. So it's to build the engineering team as well, and hopefully get some women within that.
Yes. And how do you think that you'll achieve these goals, or do you have plans or strategies in place?
So we've got a online learning training program in place. We are always making use of the training materials that Mitsubishi can provide. We've got our apprentice programs that are always running. And we also do it on a bespoke basis. So we'll talk to individuals on what they're needing, what their training needs are, and we can work around them. So we have some that are doing, like a leadership management course. It could be that some have been doing transport management training. So and that way in building their confidence in what they do.